I've got the book Crown, An Ode to a Fresh Cut by Derrick Barnes. And I'm going to show you exactly how to read this book with your kids so that you get the most out of reading comprehension. Now, this book really does have a lot of the meaning and a lot of the emotions and a lot of the purpose like right there on the surface. There's not a ton of digging to do, but there's definitely some questions that can help you pause and have conversations while you read the book so you don't just read it straight through, because there are definitely conversations to have. The themes in this book are self-confidence, empowerment, the power of metaphor and transformation, cultural pride and joy, community, and actually barbershops. So if you're wondering what that metaphor is, that metaphor about transformation is how a haircut can be transformative. All right, the first question. Central idea. What problem is the main character facing? How does he propose to solve it? The main character actually doesn't have a name throughout the book. So the problem he's facing is he kind of needs a haircut. So how does he solve it? He's gonna get a haircut. But it's a little deeper than that, because like the problem he's facing is like when you know that your hair is not looking as good as it can, as it should, as you want it to be, what that can do to your self-confidence and like your self-image just a little bit. You know, like it kind of takes our edge off, our confidence, our self-image, I guess I'm kind of losing the words here. But sometimes we can go about solving that with a haircut, and how we just feel fresher and just more polished and just more like a little taller when we have that fresh haircut that we know looks good. So that's what he's doing. Getting a haircut boosts confidence, like actually feeling empowered through your haircut, which is absolutely a thing. All right, next question. Analyze point of view. What does the main character believe is happening? So the last few pages kind of go through in the main character's mind, like as he's getting the haircut, kind of like how he imagines and like fantasizes his life is going to be like with this new haircut. He's basically just, and you could almost call it like a placebo effect, because like your hair is just your hair, but when your hair looks good, like you do kind of feel a little bit taller and a little bit more prouder with yourself. So while he is just getting a haircut, he is doing a lot of like mental thinking, like mental self-talk that is boosting his self-confidence. He is feeling empowered through this fresh cut that he is getting. So this is where you really get into like the power of like the metaphor and transformation, how like a haircut can be a metaphor for like an actual transformation in the way you feel about yourself, in your own confidence, and the way you carry yourself, and how much pride you have. You know what I mean? Like just your image in the way you see yourself in the world and the way you think everybody sees you in the world. It just gives you that little edge, makes you feel a little bit taller with that fresh haircut. But like that's what he believes is happening. Really, it's just a haircut. But in a way, your haircut can maybe mean a little bit more. All right, moving along. Okay, so the page, it just went through like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 people with like different, like really fresh or really good looking, really sharp looking haircuts. And we have a character relationship question. These guys aren't really characters in the book, but they are examples of how a fresh, sharp, new haircut can just be empowering and transformative. The character relationship question is, who are other characters in the story and what is their relationship? Okay, so they do all that stuff that I was just telling you about, like how examples of like how that fresh, sharp look can like not only make you feel like more confident and more empowered, but like when you see somebody else with like a fresh look, you're like, oh wow, they look like super confident. They look like they just woke up like that, like just ready to like own the universe that day. But it's also getting to the themes of cultural pride and joy and community. Because not everybody can wear their hair like this. And it is definitely a pedestal of cultural pride that is pretty special and unique. So here we're getting to the theme of cultural pride and community because we see all of the examples of those fresh, sharp haircuts that just make you feel a little bit taller than you were the day before. Okay, next question, character development. Is the main character different at the end versus the beginning of the story? Literally, no. But again, we're talking about this metaphorical transformation through a haircut. So yes, the main character is different because he's walking out with that self-confidence that he was imagining. He's walking out of the barbershop with the empowerment that he was imagining. And yeah, like getting back to the metaphor of like your haircut being a transformation. So like while literally no, he is not any different, he has gone through that metaphorical, like powerful transformation that a new haircut can give you. And he is just feeling that boost of self-confidence and that boost of empowerment. So yes, he is a little bit different at the end than at the beginning. Literally no, but actually yes. All right, next question. I think this is the last one. Yeah, last question, character relationships. Who has influence over the main character in this story? It's actually the barber cutting his hair, because who else can actually give you the haircut other than like the barber standing behind you? So like the barber giving you the haircut has this power to give you this transformation that is going to boost your self-confidence, that is going to make you feel empowered. So in this instance, like you are influenced like by the guy standing behind you, and you do kind of have a special relationship with that guy standing behind you. Cause like you're putting your head in their hands and your self-confidence and your sense of empowerment and all of that. So who has the most influence over the main character in the story? It is the barber, in whose hands you have put your like identity in a way. It's kind of a big deal, the relationship you might have with your barber. And that is Crown, an ode to a fresh cut, talking about themes of self-confidence, empowerment, the power of metaphor and transformation, cultural pride, joy, community, and of course, the barbershop.